Have you ever tried to convince somebody of your opinion? Have you ever tried to sell something to somebody? It might be yourself to a hot date, sell yourself to a career interview. It might be a product or service that you want to put in somebody's hands, you want them to buy it off you. Or you just have a strong opinion about something and you want to share it. And you want people to believe you, take you seriously, get your point across. Well, here's a great question. Why do you want to do that? And could that be the underlying reason why people do or do not get engaged with you? Because if you're selling something because you want to make money versus you want to add something to somebody's life, add value to somebody's life, is it possible that people would feel that? If you're really opinionated about religion or politics or how people should live their lives or how they should eat or exercise, and you want people to believe the same thing that you do, is it possible there's going to be some kickback? People are going to be defensive of their own opinion. So if somebody has a different view or opinion to you and you try and push yours onto them, is it possible that that's why we have arguments, debates, and now on social media some really nasty words are spoken behind a keyboard because we're trying to convince people of our opinion, but they have the right to have their opinion. So the first question is, why do you want to change people's mind? And because we only have a very short time on the planet, and the thing that you and I have in common is there's 24 hours in a day, 365 days in a year. We don't know how many years we're going to get. Could it be a good idea not to waste time on people who are not interested in you or your product or service? So could a great thing to do at the beginning is to find out what people want. So when somebody says to me, or they ask me any question, doesn't matter what it is, my next question is always, why did you ask me that question? Because I want to find out what the driving force behind the question is. I want to find out what that person knows, likes, believes in, is passionate about, so that I don't waste my time on somebody that either doesn't want my product or service, doesn't want to talk to me, has completely different opinions to me. Because there's a great quote, convincing someone against their will, they will be of the same opinion still. Two idiots arguing. What a waste of time. So find out what people want and whether or not you can give it to them. And if you can't, then don't waste your time there. Could that be a great thing to consider? The next thing is it possible that people don't like to be told what to do, even if it's what they need? So I've been in the exercise profession all of my life. I decided at a very young age that I wanted people to be healthy, to be fit, to be strong, to be energetic, to be lean, and to love their life because they've got all of that going. But if you've ever tried to convince somebody to be healthy, fit and strong, to eat differently, exercise differently, live their life differently based on their human body and their brain, you'll know that that's a very complicated process. Most people don't want to be healthy, fit and strong, and the people that share with you that they do often come with very strong opinions about how to eat and exercise. So it's very easy to get into an argument with somebody about how or what they should do as far as their human body goes. Arguing is very easy, but what do you get out of an argument? Usually nothing except a waste of time. So a great thing to consider, ask lots of questions. If I tell somebody what to do, is it likely that they're going to either defend their opinion or just be annoyed with me because I sound like their mother or their school teacher, versus ask them to consider. So there's three great questions or pre-frames to any question. Have you considered? What if? And is it possible? Because if you pre-frame anything with those three, then you're asking me to come up with my opinion rather than me telling you what to do. So it doesn't matter what statement it is. If I pre-frame it with, have you ever considered? Or what if it's possible? Now I'm asking the person to think, well, what if it's possible that I don't have to exercise for an hour, I only have to do a short exercise program? Have you ever considered that this eating plan might work for you versus you should eat this way? And I'll put that into any context. Have you considered that having this kind of person in your life would add value to your life, if you're on a hot date, for example, versus you should date me because I'm awesome? Or you should buy this product or service because it'll do this, 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 and this for you, versus have you considered that if you have a product in your life that can do this, 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 and this, that your life would be better? And it's as an exercise professional, and I just, because that's what I've been doing all of my life, and I'm now a very old lady. It's been a very simple process. Ask the person, what do you want? What's important to you? What do you call values? What do you believe in? And let them talk so that you can get a really good understanding of what the person wants. Then if you think that your product or service or you can add value to their life, then have you considered that this might add value to your life? What if you could put this into your life? How would your life be different? Rather than, this is my great product or service and you should buy it because we've got a money back guarantee and we've been in business for 75 years and this is a great product. If you have this product or service in your life, if you were to employ me, if you were to have a date with me, what value do you think this could add to your life? How would your life be better? How would it be different if you could put these things into your life? We live in a world right now, and I don't know if you've noticed, where people tell everyone else what to do. Do you like being told what to do? I'm an old lady and people still tell me how to eat, how to exercise, what I should and shouldn't do when it comes to the human body. And I've been studying it all of my life. So just as a side note, there's a respect thing there. If you don't find out about somebody, is it possible that you'll offend them because they know more about that topic than you do? Or they've lived on the planet for longer than you have? Or they've got a stronger opinion about that particular topic than you have? And if you just go in there and talk, is it possible that they'll feel disrespected? It'll be awkward for you. They'll just turn off really quickly. And a person with good manners will still listen to you speak, but they've turned off to anything that you've got to say because you've been disrespectful to their background, to their experience, to the life that they've lived. And you can only ever find out those things if you ask questions. So that's the take home for me that I learned. I'm very privileged. I learned this at a very young age. Rowie, shut up and listen. Ask great questions and then shut up and listen. Because if you ask questions, then you're going to get more information. Would that be fair? Versus if you tell somebody, you don't know whether or not they've even got that information already. You don't know if that information goes against what they believe already. They might just get annoyed with you because you're telling them what to do. So if you want to get your point across, and there's a great philosophy for that, seek first to understand before you seek to be understood, which is one of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the books that literally changed my life. And you don't need to read the whole book, just look at the 7 habits. Doesn't that habit make sense? Seek first to understand before you seek to be understood. So before you tell somebody to buy your product or service or to date you or to employ you, find out what they want and why they want it and what's put them in a position that they want that particular thing in their life. And then if you think that you can add value to their life, maybe that pre-frame of, have you considered, is it possible? What if you had this in your life? Would your life be better? If you want to get your point across, could it be possible that being kind and respectful and ask more questions is better than telling people what to do? Live your life to the max, loving who you are, appreciating that everybody has the right to have an opinion. You do, they do. And if you want to communicate effectively, perhaps find out about the other person before you tell them about yourself. Could that be a good idea to live your life to the max? Super-duper-doo, how are you? Living my life to the max, loving and learning every day. Woohoo!